Hello, 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 and welcome to Stacy's Closet. Happy Mother's Day. If you're here, it means you're here on purpose, which means you have purpose. You already know how we get down when it comes to that. So now, let me just go ahead and cover all of this real quick, so we can hop on in it and then hop on off of here, okay? So, again, happy Mother's Day to all of my beautiful mothers, all of you, all of you, all of you. Now, I just want to say this. Even if you've lost a child, first off, I want to offer you my condolences. But does that mean you're no longer a mother? Absolutely not. You're still a mother, okay? You're just a mother to someone that's in heaven. That's it, okay? Now, let me run down real quick. Y'all already know my hair is by Locklear, and I have it in the description. My nails, they're very plain this week, but just so you know, my nails, of course, you already know. lgirlznails, again, I have that in the description. I have on a dress today. I'm trying to be dressy. My dress and my shoes. Let me just show you. These are my shoes. This is the shoes that I'm wearing, okay? This is it. This is it. Amazon.com, the dress and the shoes. Now, as far as my earrings, I have no idea. They were a Christmas gift. So, now, let's get into it. So, today, it is called Mother's Antidotes, right? So, I'm sure all of you have an antidote that you can say, oh, my mom told me this, and it's just a mother's antidote, right? So, okay, I have not kept this a secret. My biological mother, right, was unable to actually be a mother. So, I grew up in foster care. However, before y'all be like, oh, don't even say it, let me just go ahead and tell you. So, my sister slash my mother, my best friend, this beautiful, absolutely beautiful woman. When I tell y'all, if y'all know my sister Willette, y'all already know that girl is beautiful inside and out. Not, let me just stop saying girl. That beautiful woman, she was my mother. And I've told you this before. My sister was the person that taught me how to read, right? So again, my sister gets, she is my mother. So happy Mother's Day to my sister Willette. Happy, and I say happy Mother's Day as a mother and as a sister and a best friend to me. Okay. Now that I got that out of the way, let me also say this. I words cannot express, and I will never be able to come up with a word or a way to describe the amount of love I have for my sister Willette, the amount of gratefulness. I am very thankful to God. Oh, I couldn't, when I tell you, I can't give God enough praise and thank you for allowing me to have the best sister slash mother in the world. Okay. I don't care what y'all say. You can say whatever. Your sister might be fabulous. I'm sorry. Mine is better, just so you know. But anyway, now that I have my mother, my sister, all of that out of the way, let me just say this. I want to just say to my daughter, Sydney, I am absolutely proud of you. Y'all, I am not going to cry. Listen, I'm looking fabulous. I'm not going to do it. But I just want to say, I am so proud of my daughter. I'm proud of the woman that she is. I'm proud of the mother that she is. Listen, the accomplishments that her children make are a direct result of her parenting. So I just wanted to give a shout out to her. I want to give a shout out to my nieces. And I say nieces because first, let me give a shout out to Maya. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful mother. I am so proud of you. I am proud of the woman that you are becoming and that you're going to be. I'm already proud of that. Right? So I just wanted to say happy Mother's Day to you. My other niece, Diamond, I call her Lady Di, right? But let me just tell you. So I gotta give Diamond her props again. I believe that your children are a reflection of your parenting skills, right? And all three of her daughters, now everybody knows that little one that I'm not even gonna, y'all know that's my baby. That girl, listen, Laura, you know you my girl. I love that girl. But Lady Di, I wanted to just say happy Mother's Day to you, my beautiful, beautiful niece. I am so proud of you, proud of the woman that you are, proud of the mother that you are, right? Now I want to give a shout out to my sisters slash best friends, right? That is going to be Tony and Keena. I want to tell you that I love you. I adore the both of you. I am thankful to God for putting you and placing you in my life. I thank the both of you that has shared your family with me so openly and so welcoming. I thank you for that. Y'all have no idea the amount of joy that you bring to my life, the amount of love that you bring, the amount of encouragement that you bring. I just want to tell you, I am so absolutely thankful that you are a part of my village. Okay. So I want to just tell you thank you. I want to give a shout out to Kim all the way in Texas. Happy Mother's Day, my beautiful, beautiful queen. You are absolutely phenomenal. Girl, listen, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. God said, by his stripes you are healed. That's past tense. That means it's already done. So we're going to trust in the Lord. So I'm just going to leave that where it's at. And now let's move on. So I want to move on, and I want to just say this. I want to give a shout out to my other sister, Tracy and Tiffany. I want to give you a shout out and just tell you I thank the both of you. Again, we've had our ups and downs and all our turnarounds and all of that, right? It has been a learning lesson. It has been a growing lesson. It has been a lesson in forgiveness. It has been a lesson in recognizing when you are wrong or when you have done or not done all that you are supposed to do or whatever. I want to give you a shout out and just tell you that I love you regardless of whatever we have gone through or going through, whatever it is. I just wanted to give a shout out and tell you that I love you. And I am so happy to know, so happy to have been blessed with you guys again. I want to take a moment to just say this, right? So many times in foster care, when you're in foster care, you're always introduced as this is my foster child or my foster sister or whatever. I want to give a shout out to Tracy, and this is part of the reason that I have the love that I have for her. And again, I am not going to cry. Y'all are not going to mess up my makeup today. We're not going to do that. But I wanted to just give you a shout out and tell you, because let me just tell y'all something. Not one time has she ever introduced me, has she even ever said, this is my foster sister. She's never said that. She's never done that from day one, which is crazy because I promise you, from day one, I am nothing more than her sister, period. And for that, I want to say thank you. I truly want to say thank you. And Tiffany, I do want to say happy belated birthday. And again, happy Mother's Day to the both of you. Okay. Now, I think I got all my shout outs out. If I missed you, one more, just one more, and then I'm done. Elena, my beautiful, beautiful friend. Oh, I miss you so much. But I do want to give you a shout out, Elena, because I know that you are a beautiful person inside and out. You are a wonderful, fabulous mother. I love you. I love you. I do. And listen, whenever you are free, can you please let me know so we can go get us some oysters again? Okay, I miss that. I miss hanging out with you. I love you, my dear, and happy Mother's Day to you. Again, if I missed your name, please accept my humble apology. I just want to again, my humble apology. Charge it to my mind and not my heart. I love you. Now, let's get into a couple of anecdotes for mothers, because this is mother's anecdotes, right? So my mother, like I said, she wasn't always around. So I got anecdotes from different people. But a couple of those anecdotes that my actual mother, my biological mother, told me. She told me, it's a poor frog don't praise his own pond, right? I ain't know what that meant. Listen, and y'all have heard me say that, okay? But at the time, I didn't know what she was talking about, child. I thought she was talking about a frog, okay? Really and truly. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you what she meant. What she meant was, you got to tell yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to tell you that you're beautiful. You tell yourself that you're beautiful. You don't tear down yourself. Because guess what? The world, you got enough haters out there that's going to tear you down already. You have enough haters. They're already out there. Girl, listen. It's a poor frog don't praise his own pond. Y'all better praise your pond now. So that's why daily I tell yourself you're beautiful, period, right? The other thing is, she would always tell me, I would get upset. I remember dating this guy, and I was so upset because somebody came back and told me, that they had seen him having lunch with this woman. So I immediately was upset. My mother said to me, sweetheart, believe half of what you see and half of what you hear. Again, I was like, okay, whatever, honey. I need to go tell this Negro about his cheating, right? My mother said, one, you need to check yourself. Believe half of what you hear and half of what you see. I said, Mama, okay, what does that even mean? Can you break that down? So she did. So, one, believe half of what you hear and half of what you see. So the person came back to me and told me that he was having dinner with this person, right? And that he was having lunch actually with this person. So one, half of that, it was actually true. It was true that he was having lunch with someone. The other part though was, it turns out the someone was literally his sister. Again, go figure, right? He's having lunch with his sister. True story. So guess what? Half of that, what she said, was true. He was having lunch with another woman. However, the other woman was his sister. Okay? So we got to believe half of what we hear and half of what we see. Another example of that is, let's say that somebody comes back and tell you, I seen your husband coming out of a hotel with this woman. And guess what? Half of that is true. But this is where the problem lies. She did see what she saw, right? So what she told you was actually true. Now, let's dissect this. What she didn't know was, in the bottom of that hotel was an actual restaurant. So they were actually having a business meeting in the bottom of that restaurant. So again, before you get all worked up, believe half of what you hear and half of what you see, because what you see ain't always what it is. So what you see, let's talk about that. You can walk in and you can find your man or you can find your woman in an embrace with the opposite sex, and they're in an embrace that you think, wait a minute, that is so inappropriate, right? Your eyes, you see it. And he's saying it's not what it looks like. And you're so upset you didn't hear that. So let me just tell you how that can be deceptive. So you saw it, but it wasn't what you thought it was. The person he was hugging, he was consoling because they had just lost a family member. So he was consoling them. They were crying. See how that eyes deceive you and then the mind start working against you? Your mother's antidotes will come back. And it'll teach you some stuff. It'll learn you some stuff. That's why, and so another thing. So let me just tell you, I learned this from my sister Willette. Again, my mother, right? Basically, be comfortable in the skin you are in. Okay. My sister is absolutely gorgeous. And just so you know, I am not just saying that. Even if she wasn't my sister, I would have to give her props. She's a beautiful woman. So it's easy to get caught up in, I would love to look like her, or I would love to have that type of shape, right? But if I continue to dwell on what she looks like, how am I ever going to be comfortable with me? Because I'm not going to be able to jump out of my skin and into hers. I can't be her. So if I'm comfortable in the skin that I'm in, guess what? I'm not going to be a hater. Yeah, she's beautiful, but guess what? I'm beautiful too, in my own way, in my own lane. Okay? Again, being comfortable in the skin I'm in. I'm telling you, mother's antidotes, right? Now, Mama Grace told me one time, and I was just like, okay, I don't know what that meant. She said, a dog that'll bring a bone or carry a bone. I said, okay, I'm a kid. I don't know no better. But basically what she was trying to tell me was, so them girls that'll come up and tell you, yeah, so-and-so said, Susie said this about you. Okay. And just as soon as you get worked up listening to what Susie said about you, and then just as soon as you start talking junk about Susie, now she got another bone. She gonna go over there to Susie and take that bone that you just gave her to Susie. That he said, she said. Listen, mother's antidotes, they were right. Now, that's just like every person that says they're your friend, they're not your friend. Another antidote, right? Now, she may or may not ever remember this sermon, but I remember it. Stephanie Crump, okay? Again, hi to Gastonia. Listen, she was preaching and she was talking about how people that say that they're your friend, but their heart is far from it. So basically what she was teaching about was when Jesus was saying, you're proclaiming Jesus. You're saying in the one breath, I love you. But in your heart, that's not what you feel. Your heart is far from it. So she was teaching us that, and this was a couple of years ago. And I remember that was very powerful for me. And the reason being is because we take people at face value. They can say they love you and you're my friend, but the truth is their heart is far from it. Now, how do you know? Because warning comes before destruction. So when a person shows you some red flags, they show you who they are. It's actually God showing you who they are. Believe God, okay? So if a person show me, oh, I can't trust you, then I'm done. I'm going to walk away. I'm going to still love you and I forgive you, but I got to walk away. How can two walk together unless they be agreed? We can't be agreed because you a snake. Even if you take the snake out of the woods, you take them out of the woods, you dress them up, you put them in this cage, a snake is still a snake. And the first opportunity he get to show you that he's a snake, he will. He's still a snake. I don't care how you dress it up. It's still a snake, right? That just is what it is. Period. Now, so again, a mother's antidotes. So that was an antidote that, as a mother, she gave me, right? So I've learned, and I use that now. You can be claiming that you're my friend. I've had folk tell me that they love me. And in the process of them saying they love me, they are literally stabbing me in the back as they talking about how much love they got for me. Love is what you do. Okay? It's not what you say. It's what you do. That means, okay, if you love me, when I'm not around you and somebody's talking about me and that's okay with you and you sit there and listen and you entertain it, you don't love me. Even if that's your friend, okay, cut them off and be like, listen, I know that y'all might have some problems, but we don't. So I don't want to hear that. Okay? Now, for me, sometimes I can be a tad bit aggressive. So you can't come to me talking about my people, because you come to me talking about mine, I'm getting ready to give you the business, right? But that's me. Don't handle everything like me, So again, that is me. Now, I've always been able to be free. I'll say that, right? Nobody made me stop talking. I remember, when we were growing up as younger kids, Mama Grace and Papa, they allowed me to have the freedom to pretty much, I am who I am, and they allowed that. I came out, I do believe I came out the womb running my mouth. Again, I am a lot like my biological mother in this regard. I'm very blunt, very real, and I don't sugarcoat. I don't water it down. It is what it is. If you a liar and you a mess, don't be surprised if I don't tell you. Okay? But again, that's not how you should actually handle everything, okay? Some things you do have to sugarcoat. Some things you do have to say it a little nicer, right? And again, that is a mother's antidote. Somebody else told me that. Now, this is my final, because I'm getting ready to get off of here, but I also wanted to give a huge shout out to Calvetta. And I want to give a shout out to Calvetta because of this. When I was younger and I was too young to be on my own, and I was still supposed to be in the foster care system, but I was not. Calvetta, God placed her into my life in a time that I needed it, right? But she taught me so much. And I say that sincerely when I say that she taught me so much. She taught me that regardless of, I can be angry, I can be upset, and the whole nine, doesn't mean that I have the right to be disrespectful. Okay? So as children, as kids, right? And I say as kids because even if you're an adult, but you still have, and your mother or your parent is still living, give them respect. You can respectfully say, I don't actually agree with that. I don't, but be respectful in the way that you say it, right? And as parents, we have to learn. And that was another thing that I learned from Calvetta. Calvetta was open to the point to where I could go to her and talk to her about things that bothered me or that I was offended about. And she would allow me to express that. And, even her biological children, she allowed communication to go on, right? And I said that to say this. So, and I'm going to end this after that because I need to go, right? I got things to do. It's Mother's Day, honey. I'm going to go and enjoy the fact that I am a blessed mother because I have so many blessings in my life, so many people that are blessings. And I just want, I'm going to end this after this, right? So this is my last thing. So Calvetta taught me to be able to openly express myself, however, do it respectfully, right? So the Bible tells us, it says, honor thy mother and thy father so that your days might be longer on the earth, right? But the part that we miss as parents, it also says, parents, provoke not your child to wrath. Don't forget that part. Now, I said that to say this. It said, honor thy father and thy mother, right? So their days might be longer. But I also want to tell you this. When you don't, and you're wrong, let me just say this. When you are wrong, you are in the wrong, you are, okay, as a mother, I'm not perfect. Neither is you as a child. You're not perfect. None are perfect except Jesus, okay? So let's get that out of the way. We mess up, we make mistakes. We do that. However, just because that person is your mother, your sister, your child, whatever, okay? They're still human beings, which means they still mess up. Does that give you the right, though, to be disrespectful? It doesn't. If they've offended you, you go to them, you sit down respectfully and have a conversation. Because when you don't, you shall reap that which you sow. Okay? Now, I want you to understand what that means. When you reap what you sow, you don't get it back the same way you put it out there. So all of you that's running around here talking about, oh, but she said, or she made me mad, she did this. Okay, well, did you go to her and tell her how you're hurt? Did you go to her and say, listen, I'm sorry, but there's something that's bothering me that hurt me, and I want to be able to communicate with you? Because let me just tell you something. I've had many mothers, but most people only have one, okay? And for me, I'm gonna be honest with you. The most important mother for me is always going to be my sister Willette. And I don't care who else there was, she will always be. And it is because I remember her. She made sure that we ate when we didn't have food in the house. She made sure that we took a bath. She made sure that we were dressed. So she is and will always be my number one mother. Don't get it twisted. Has she made me mad? Of course. Does that mean, though, that I get disrespectful and just say whatever? Y'all know I do say whatever, and there are times that I have been out of pocket. And guess what? You reap what you sow. Did I get it back? Yes. When you're wrong, yes. Because there's a way to handle everything. And I also want to say this. For all of y'all that's around here, you're mad at your mamas and, oh, you don't want to talk to them. Let me help you with something. Y'all also be the main ones in a funeral. Be screaming and crying and, oh my, that's because you didn't get it right. You didn't have a good relationship with them before they passed. Do not live in regret. Okay? So if you need to forgive somebody, you need to ask for forgiveness, you need to do it. That doesn't make you weak. That doesn't mean, and this whole thing, well, oh, if I do that, that means she wins. Who wins? Who wins? If you're a parent, you don't win if you and your child are going at it. If you're the child, you don't win if you and your mother are. There is no winning. There's no winning in any of this. There's no winning in any of this. I am so sorry, you guys. Somebody came up there. There's no winning in any of this, okay? Now, but I want you to remember, and I don't want you to live in regret, but I do want you to remember something. Tomorrow isn't promised. So for all y'all that's running around here, I ain't talking. Tomorrow is not promised to none. Okay? I just want to leave that with you. And again, I want to tell you happy Mother's Day to every last beautiful mother. And before I go, I want to do a roll call, and I'm so sorry I forgot you guys, but I do want to say happy Mother's Day to Charlene, to Lexi, Kelly, Bobby, Tiffany. I'm forgetting somebody. I just can't listen. Nina, forgive me, please, you guys. I am so sorry. Charge it to my mind and not my heart, because y'all already know I be forgetting stuff, but I have not forgotten. I gotta go. I got plans. So with that being said, I'm getting ready to get off of here. But if nobody else has told you today, I want to be the first to tell you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I do. And there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Now again, if you're awake today, if God called out your name and he gave you another day, he gave you two things, a chance and a choice. So I want you to take a chance on yourself, and I want you to choose forgiveness. If you are a mother, choose to forgive your child and have a conversation. If you are a child, choose to forgive your mother and have a conversation. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone. Again, this is Stacy's Closet, and until next time, I love you, my dears.